Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Up and Read with Paul Gumbwe. Again, if you've been following the video, you will realize that this is our third week in the series I titled, What is Your Story? So the first week we look at how we all have different stories. We all have different things that we're dealing with. Sometimes you might feel like your situation is the worst, but when you listen to somebody else's situation, you will have the cause and the reason to go on your knees and say, God, I thank you for where I am and what is going on in my life. So the second week, we looked at, how your story can help shape where you're going, how your story can help shape the future. And if you remember, if you've watched the video, I said, we're going to be talking about how your story can help impact what you do as a leader. So today we're going to be looking at what is your story from a leadership, standpoint. A requirement of leadership is trust, faith that you are qualified to lead people in the direction they want to go. So people have to have faith in you. People have to trust you that you are qualified to lead them. But the biggest thing there is the best leaders are those who understand that the power of their leadership is not in the title they hold, but in the story that happened to end that title. So again, what is your story? Telling those stories in a strategic way will get you the respect you deserve. So all of us out there that have, got to a leadership position or that are in a leadership role, we've had stuff that happened. We've had stories that occurs in our life while we're taking the journey to get to that leadership role. So those stories are not stories that you should abandon, are not stories that you should set behind you and move on. Those are stories that you need to carry with you, because among your followers, somebody out there needs to hear that story, because that will also inspire the person and also help them not to give up. So what is your story? We live in a world today where, social media, there's so much stuff, news media, name it. It's easy for you to put your story out there. The world wants to know your story. The moment you achieve a position of leadership, but because if you don't tell your story, somebody else will tell your story and you might not like their version. So I don't want anybody else to tell my story. I want to tell my story, and I want the authentic version of my story to be told. So as a leader, what is your story? And what are you doing to send the story out to your followers, or to those listening to you, or to those that are looking up to you, or to those that sees you as, man, I want to be where this guy is one day? Because we all have people like that in our life that are looking up to us and saying to themselves, I want to be where this guy is one day. Also, we also have people that we also look up to, and we're telling ourselves that we want to be where that person is one day. So what is your story? What is your story? The question that I have for you is, who are you? What are you about? Can people trust you? So those are the questions that I want you to ask yourself. Who are you? What are you about? Can people trust you? Whether they know it or not, your followers, will remain restless until their questions are answered and their concerns are mitigated. Your effectiveness as a leader is entirely dependent on how quickly and thoroughly you can satisfy this demand. So, what is your story? As a leader, are you telling your followers your story? Are you carrying your followers along with you? Are you taking that story and making a great impact out of the story, or are you leaving the story behind? So my challenge for you today is go out there in whatever you lay your hands on, whatever aspect of life you are going into today. Either you're a leader, a follower. We all are leaders and we all are followers. Trust me, you can be a leader here, but you're a follower there. So make an impact. Tell your story. Don't let people tell your story, because you might not like the version they're going to tell. Before I end the video, I want to take the time to, appreciate my aunt who just passed away. And I love you. And unfortunately, I didn't get to talk to you while you're in the hospital. I pray that your soul rest in peace. When you get up there, say hi to my uncle, my dad, and my mom. We love you guys. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.